Hey friends, Jared here with another video from Fanboys Forever, and today we're just going to do a quick little guide to how I created my very own sort of custom 6-scale Logan figure from the film Logan. I'm going to try to show you the easiest route you can possibly take to getting a pretty effective final battle Logan from the film. Now we all know in the last battle, Logan goes into the wilderness and kind of has this huge fight with all of the guys who are trying to take X-23 and X-23, whatever you want to call her. Anyway, though, as the fight goes on, he gets pretty messed up, and this figure, I was really wanting to capture that epic struggle at the end of the movie. I know that a whole lot of videos and things that you see are more focused on the limo driver look, which is a great look for the character, don't get me wrong, but this is what I wanted to focus on for my version. I want to give you as close a look as I can at my finished product so that you can see if it's something that you would be interested in doing as well. I'll take them off as just vanilla stand here, and we'll just start out with the head sculpt. This is a really terrific likeness to Hugh Jackman. This is the angry Logan head sculpt from 11 that they did. Of course, it's totally unlicensed, totally unofficial, and I still absolutely love what they did. There hasn't been a 6-scale Wolverine figure since the Days of Future Past figure from Hot Toys, so I'm always a big supporter of anybody who's willing to kind of pick up that slack. Hopefully that will change now that the right situation has kind of got resolved. But anyway, though, I love the likeness here. I love the teeth. When you pop the head off, the teeth actually come out, so it looks like he's got dentures. But I think that's neat, though, that the teeth are actually a separate piece. And you can see that the gum line and all that is completely detailed. And whenever you're ready to pop the head back in, you just pop the teeth back in. It does give you some limited posability options with how the teeth can sit, so it's kind of neat to have that option as well. So that just slides right back on the neck peg here. You also get a little bit of leeway with how high you want the neck to be. You can go for a really high neck, but I kind of like to keep it in the middle somewhere. I think that looks the most natural. Moving on down, we kind of have the basic 11 body with the kind of muscle covering. It's all kind of rubberized, and I painted in all this detail myself. I'll kind of get into that here in a second. We have the claws. I've kind of detailed those as well. This is all from 11. The jeans, the shoes, it's all an 11 product. Let's talk about what you're going to need for this particular project. You're going to need to buy the Cigar Old Man set. And that's a really funny name, but it is an 11 product. It's a full figure set, and Logan will be in a blue shirt. It'll look something like this. He'll include a head sculpt that's really nice with a beard where he's smoking a cigar, but that never really happens in the movie. He grabs a cigar from the convenience store, but that's pretty much it. So I actually sold that head off to fund the rest of this project. I took that money and I put it into buying this other head sculpt. This does not come in that set I just mentioned. This is the angry old man head sculpt that 11 does. Be careful, there's a lot of knockoffs online, so you'll want to make sure it's an authentic 11 product. They do some absolutely killer work, and so you'll need that. Now, exactly what will you have to do? Well, the first things first is you'll have to not use the belt and not use the blue shirt. Logan has all that stuff in the movie, but you hardly ever see any of that, especially for the final battle. So I just kind of put that off to the side. Next thing you're going to want to do is when it comes to the head, you're going to want to actually accentuate the gray quite a bit. And for this, I just use those pastels that you can get, that pastel chalk, and I kind of created a mix of sort of blondish, grayish kind of tone, and I mixed that in with the hair because in the movie he kind of ends up having an almost blondish gray in the hair. So I'll give you a little bit more detail about how I did that. I just sort of went through and worked my way through. Did the same thing with the beard and kind of got the white going as well. So I tried to make it as accurate as I could. Also, that's pretty much all I did to the head sculpt. No other modifications were necessary. The bulk of my work happened here. I basically pulled up keyframes of the final battle to get all of the blood stains right on Logan's wife beater that he's wearing at the end of the movie. And I tried to get all the gunshot wounds, even up here, some of this paint. And here's the great thing about this. This fabric and this kind of rubber overlay takes acrylic paint so well. It's amazing how dry this is. I would have never known just by touching it, that anything had been added to this figure, because it has dried completely. There's no kind of tackiness, and that's always a big pet peeve of mine with customs. Added the blood right here as well. The main area that you're going to work on is probably this arm, because this is kind of the most messed up area for him at this point in the battle. I try to get it about halfway through the battle, where he's sort of messed up, but not as messed up as he gets later on in the fight. Spoiler alert, because it's pretty bad. Anyway, also on the back, I've added a little bit of this kind of detail in some of the frames of the movie. You can see where he's been kind of jostled through the dirt. That we kind of have some stains, added a little blood here just to keep things consistent. And you can see what I did back here as well, just to try to make those blood stains more consistent all the way through. Your main thing you have to worry about is 6 or 7 of these dots and their placement. And remember, whenever you're painting blood onto something like this, you don't want it to be bright red. You don't want it to look like a crayon has bled all over your figure. It is more of a burgundy color, so mix well. Also, at this point in the movie, the wife beater is kind of soiled a little bit and kind of has a yellowy look. So I kind of took some of those pastels and I rubbed them into this area to give it that. I might have overdone it a little bit in some areas, but that can always be reduced. So I may kind of go back and reduce that a little bit. And then I took this shirt, which is tucked in the actual figure, and I pulled it out and I stretched it. And I stretched it pretty well too, without breaking it. Of course, you want to be careful, because in the movie, it kind of has a loose, baggy fit that actually goes down and covers the top of these pants right here. So you're going to get a much more accurate look if you do that. The next area I really focused on was the claws. I really tried to mess up the claws as much as I possibly could. I added lots of blood around the knuckles, and then I kind of flecked the paint on the rest of the claws. Did the same thing over here. Tried to make it look pretty consistent across both. And then I really didn't do anything to the jeans whatsoever. Overall, I was really happy with how Logan turned out. I think he ended up looking reasonably close to what we see at the end of the movie. And I thought with the new Marvel Legends figures coming out, it might be fun just to give you a little look at one of my custom projects. It had been a while on the channel since I'd shown any of that, especially since I'd started getting into some of the 6-scale stuff. But if this is something you're interested in or something you're interested in trying, let me know in the comments down below and I'll try to do more videos like this. Hopefully this helps somebody out. Anytime I do some kind of custom video, I always like it to be a no frills, pretty straightforward affair. I absolutely hate it when I see something on YouTube and it drives me crazy, because there's no way I could ever realistically do it or follow it. Hopefully this is a very user-friendly custom and something that will actually inspire you to maybe have a little fun and try your hand at it. Anyway, though, hope you guys enjoyed it. And of course, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers now. So the very best thing you could do for us to help us out is just to subscribe. And of course, we appreciate each and every new sub we get. So guys, thank you so much. Be careful out there. God bless you. And remember, I'll see you on Fanboys Forever. You guys take care. Bye.